What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with that real boxing thing, because the boxing clinic, you dig. Night grind, you dig. And about to spit my piece, my hot 16 on Crawford and Indongo, my final thoughts. Just had to weigh in not too long ago. Got intense. Don't look like it's no quitting Julius and Indongo, so Bud gonna have to make him quit. You know, we know Bud tough as nails, man. Tough as a steak from the dollar store. And yeah, the dollar store sells steak. If you didn't know. But, you know, Indongo don't show no back down, man. He from Africa, man. From Namibia. They got a large population of cheetahs. You know, if he ain't scared of cheetahs and hyenas and shit like that, what the fuck he scared of Bud for? And, you know, one thing people just don't know about Indongo. First 20 fights was in his home country in Namibia. Then he went over and fought Travowski, whatever his name is, in Russia, KO'd him. Then beat the shit out of Ricky Burns. And he did beat Ricky Burns better than Terence Crawford did, in my opinion. That's just my thought on that. Crawford, you know, looked a little bit shaky versus Ricky Burns. I don't know if it's because he flew over there the week of, or whatever it was. It wasn't his best performance. But, you know, he got the job done. You know, when Wade Beltran went over there and broke Ricky Burns' jaw and got fucking robbed, Crawford did good enough to win a wide decision, as he should have. But you know, Indongo, man, is a wild card, man. And one thing that just makes me a little shaky on Indongo is I don't know about his chin, man. And a guy with limited amateur experience, you know, you don't know about two things. I worry about that with lack of amateur experience. I worry about chin and adversity. And when I say adversity, I mean being put in adverse situations. And, you know, if he gets hurt, does he know how to hold? Do he know how to buy time? We've seen it time and time again with guys, you know, don't know what to do. Remember Ricky Hatton, he didn't know how to hold versus Floyd. Pacquiao, too, he didn't know how to survive. You know, has Indongo ever been cut over the eye? You know, has Indongo ever been hurt to the body? Do he know how to regain? Can he get his second win? You know, that's the thing. You know, we don't know. So most people who tend to not know about something, you know, tend to just, you know, go with the sure thing. And most times the sure thing, you know, is in fact the sure thing. But it's rare occasions, every blue moon, every solar eclipse, the unknown thing comes to shock the world. And Dongo's already done that with the Travowski dude over in Russia. You know, he already did that. You know, can he be the mystery man again and sneak up on Terence Crawford? But one thing we know about Terence Crawford, this ain't no Adrian Broner type ish. You know, this ain't no bullshit. He ain't the same cloth for Floyd Mayweather. You know, he ain't overlooking Indongo, trust me. He come prepared. You ain't gonna catch him out of shape. You ain't gonna catch him half-assing like Broner. You know, Crawford's gonna come prepared for the best Julius Indongo imaginable, and probably some. And Indongo, you know, he got the height advantage. He almost 5'11" at 140 pounds. But the one thing I did point out in my prediction video, if you didn't watch it, it's on there. Just search in the video archive. It's not that far behind. I did it Monday. But the one thing I pointed out in that prediction video was the simple fact that Crawford's probably going to be the physically stronger guy in there on fight night. We know he hydrates somewhere in the mid-150s to almost 160. And he said he don't have any trouble making 140. And today, you know, he weighed in at 139 pounds, and Dongo weighed in right on the 140-pound limit. And, you know, it's official. We got to fight. And shit did get tense, you know. And Indongo showing that, you know, he ain't scared of Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford's gonna have to beat the fight out this guy, you know. And like I said, people tend to overlook this fight, the people that are, and I was one of those guys that tend to overlook this fight, you know, until I turned on the film of Julius Indongo and seeing that he was a pretty, more than pretty good fighter. I think he's a solid, very, very good fighter. And it is a chance, in my opinion, that he can upset this apple cart. But like I said in previous videos, there's nobody at 140 pounds or 135, anybody below that's thinking about moving up can fuck with Terence Crawford. The only guy in those weight divisions that can beat Terence Crawford is Mikey Garcia, and that's a stretch by saying that. You know, go watch that prediction video if you haven't seen it, man. It's very detailed, man. I did it for 18 minutes. I don't know how I did that, but we did it, though. And, you know, Indongo is a guy, if you haven't seen him, dude. He knows how to use his height. But he kind of like Paul Williams, though, man, but more disciplined. You know, Paul Williams is the big, tall welterweight who's in a wheelchair now. God bless his heart, man. He's still training boxers and being a contributor in the sport of boxing. And, at least he's not too down on himself. One thing Paul Williams was getting in trouble with is, giving up his height and being aggressive and just, being all offense. And that's what made him a fan favorite. And Indongo has some similarities to that. He's very aggressive. He's just a very aggressive tall guy. And he's a great body puncher for a guy that's almost 6 foot at 140 pounds. And, when he goes to the body, he will get some opportunities to counter him. And we see if Terence Crawford can take advantage of that. But my premise on that, or my premise on him and Paul Williams is Paul Williams, was reckless in giving up his advantages. Indongo's not reckless. Even though he's aggressive, he's always maintained that distance, and he's always at a safe haven when he's going to the body or to the head, and that's a good thing to have. You can tell he's been well schooled. The footwork is good. The hand speed is good. The balance is good. I don't see too many flaws in his game other than the ones I pointed out in the prediction video that I did see, and I think Terence Crawford is eventually going to take advantage of that. And, it's flaws in the Crawford game as well. People act like he's the perfect fighter, but he's not. But, if you want to know those flaws, once again, go watch the prediction video. But, to spit my piece, my ending to this video, this is one of the most piss poor promoted fights, I've ever seen. For it to be a lineal Undisputed Championship fight, man. It was poorly promoted. And I don't know if Bob Arum was there today. It don't look like he was there today. I don't know if he was. He might have been. I didn't see a lot of the live footage, but he shoved that Lomachenko mismatch versus Miguel Moraga down our motherfucking throats. And this is the fight that he should have been shoving down people's throats and promoting. But that sorry son of a bitch didn't do it. And for some reason he ain't pushing. He rather push Vasily Lomachenko than push Terence Crawford. And like I said before in my other video I did, if you don't speak English, it's hard to blow up in America, man. Just because he's, got white skin color, I think Bob Arum honestly thinks people are going to just relate to Vasily Lomachenko and pull it to him. Pacquiao, man, was a special person. He was way more explosive. He did things way different from Vasily Lomachenko, and he jumped up like 8 different weight classes. And that people want to take interest, seeing this little guy that's the underdog beat some ass. Vasily Lomachenko is no way, shape, or form an underdog in the sport of boxing. No shape or form of knocking people out like Pacquiao was. He's not exciting. He didn't have the path paved like Pacquiao did with fighting Morales Barrera and a lot of upper echelon Mexicans. Excuse me. He didn't have that. And he's not gonna have it. He's not gonna blow up. And Bob Arum is wasting his time and money putting it into Vasily Lomachenko when he could be putting it into Terence Crawford. And I don't know if Terence Crawford feels slighted by the lack of promotion. I don't even know if he pays attention to it. But somebody in that camp has to. He's a good fighter. Potentially great fighter. And hopefully he tells Bob Arum, the promoter, better than the fuck he promoted for this fight. And Julius Indongo, I'd be mad as fuck too. This is my time to shine, and I ain't even get the red carpet treatment. I got to come to fucking Lincoln, Nebraska for my fight. I ain't get to go to LA, I ain't go to Vegas, not even Texas. I got to go to fucking Lincoln, Lincoln, Nebraska. But yeah, this will be an interesting fight. I did pick Terence Crawford by 11th round knockout. I just think he's going to be, too strong for Indongo late in the fight. It could end sooner, but I don't really see that. But if it do, it wouldn't totally shock me. But we gone.